obviously he feels like there's a lot on his plate all the time, and just for him to be a guy that's so steady, I think it's certainly a testament to him and certainly a testament to his parents and the way he was raised.
Have you seen him get rattled, whether it's like in practice for a drill or anything like that before?
Defining rattled would be difficult. Frustrated at maybe one of his throws or maybe the execution by, a player, or maybe just the design of the play. But I think that's a good thing. I think that never frustrated in a negative way. He's frustrated because he wants it to be really good and wants to do really well. And certainly, I think that's a sign of a good player.
Coach Campbell said he thought it was maybe a credit to you and the offensive staff to be able to still stick with the run, even when you're down to say 21. It's easy to maybe think you got to play catch up. What did you guys think? What did you think about your ability to stick with giving the ball to Brees and maybe the confidence that shows in the running game?
Yeah, well, I think we felt like we could run it. I think that's first and foremost. We felt like there was maybe some things that we were able to do running the football and that we wanted to do, and I think that just the way the game went, we were able to run it at times there, and we were able to kind of get it going a little bit running the ball, and when you do that, obviously it breeds confidence in the offensive line and it breeds confidence in the running back, and I think as a play caller it breeds confidence that hey, we can run it a little bit here, and it takes a little bit off the quarterback's plate, and so I think that was I certainly don't take the credit for it. I think it was kind of a decision, and really I think Coach Campbell did a great job of kind of tempoing us down and say here's exactly where we're at, and here's what we think we got to do to have a chance to win the game.
How do you continue to see Brees maybe handle all the ebbs and flows of the year and play as well as he did on Saturday?
Yeah, he played great. I think what is starting to form in Brees is, I think when you're a young player and you don't have a ton of experience, I think the first thing you want to do is you want to know what it looked like when you had the ball in your hands. And I think a good sign of progress is you critique yourself and are able to take criticism about what you did when you don't have the ball in your hands. And I think we're starting to see that. And you're starting to see a great attention to detail in what he's doing. And, certainly for a young player, we're happy with this progress, and we're going to continue to push him along to try to have the best progress to get the best version of him that we can get every game.
As you've watched Texas's 9 different games, have you seen it look different, especially more recently as they've gotten defensive players back? I mean, is it basically the same regardless of who they put out there? Or have you really seen improvement as they get healthy?
No, they're very talented. They pose a ton of problems, I think, for everybody they play schematically. And obviously when you lose players, no matter what level, who you got, it's always difficult. And certainly when you lose impact players, guys that were starting the year or starting positions, that's always takes a dramatic effect on anybody. And certainly with getting guys back, that's doesn't I'm happy for them to be back for them, but certainly not something I'm excited about because they got really good players and they do a great job schematically. I think they're a very well coached defense.
Chase said both him and Charlie, I'm sorry, for all three, him, Charlie, and Dylan to get in the end zone was big for them. They kind of had that as a goal. How has that whole group evolved? Because we expected big things coming into the season, and they just seem to keep ratcheting it up every week.
Well, we've been really happy with their progress. You're the second person that told me that 3 tight ends scored. Coach Goles told me as well. But no, those guys, I think, they're very intelligent guys. They're very aware of. They're aware, and it's really important to how they play and how they perform. So, their development. Not only does Coach Goles coach them really hard, and Coach Campbell, likes to poke around with the tight ends, and we're always on top of them. We ask them to do a lot of things, but I think those guys just have a sense of awareness, of their progress all the time, and it's really important to all those guys. Obviously Chase, his dad was a football coach, and I think with that you're probably hyper aware of your performance and what you have to do to prepare. And Charlie's a great competitor and takes it. He's an emotional guy that takes it to heart the way that he plays, and in Sanders he's a workhorse. I think that's he just comes to work every day. And I think that's what I appreciate about that group. And we've been fortunate that they've been able to make some plays throughout the year. And then, a little bit of a coincidence that they and it was Dylan's first touchdown, and a little bit of a coincidence that it happened in the same game, but happy for him.
How much, you spending a year in the NFL tight end room, how much have you implemented? I'm sure you came back with all sorts of ideas of what you want to do. How much have you implemented? How much more do you think there's still to go with that group? Because we've seen a lot of different new things, but maybe there's still more to it down the road.
I think the biggest thing is that Coach Campbell's philosophy is players, formations, and plays, and we just feel like those guys are good football players, and for us to be successful offensively, we feel like those guys have to be involved in the offense. In some games we ask them to do different things. I don't know if there was any, I just think that we've tried to utilize some of the things that we've done in the past and maybe studied some newer things that for us could maybe fit our offense a little bit better, to help those guys and help our team try to move the ball consistently. But we feel like those guys have done a really good job, so we try to get them incorporated where we feel like maybe it's an advantage for us.
Right, Coach.
Thanks, guys.